Hello viewers, I welcome you all from HLT of Tech channel, and today we will talk about Dynamics 365 or Dynamics CRM main forms, mobile forms, quick create forms and quick view forms. These are the type of forms through which you can interact with the entity and you can see, edit or input any data into the required fields of the entity. So let's talk about them one by one. First of all, if we talk about main form, this is used in the web application Dynamics 365 for Outlook and Dynamics 365 for tablets. These forms provide the main user interface for interacting with entity data. Since it is clear from its name that it is the main form, it means that it is the main form or the user interface through which you can interact with the entity. You can assign the security role to main forms so that the users or teams can have the related access to the entity as defined in the security role. Main form is important form where user will view, edit, give the input to store the value. Last of all, in this form, major design customization and configuration will be done according to business needs. If we talk about main form components, it has different type of components, among which there is a body. Body is a part of the form where all the editable information is stored. Users have the option of scrolling down the form or using the tabs. Header is the form header, which is the top bar displaying the information about the form, and even if you scroll down the form the header will be constant. Footer is similar to the header but shown at the bottom. If we talk about the navigation elements, there are form navigation include links to related records, web resources or external links. Now if we go into settings and customizations, customize the system. Here you can see that it is this is a group of entities here. If we go into any entity, first of all this is a custom entity. In custom entity, if we click on forms, here you can see that three forms are there. The first one is card form, the second one is main form, and the third one is quick view form. Whenever you create any custom entity, these three forms are created by default. Okay, among them the most important type is the main form, in which we are talking about right now. Here if you see that these are this is a header is a constant value. If we scroll down or up, the header will remain fixed. This is a footer, and in between the header and footer this is a body tab. In body tab, all the information or the fields that are available can be added. The body tab can also be split into different columns. Okay, I will talk about it in later part. Okay, fine. Now if we talk about main form editing components, you can add these type of components in a main form. You can add a tab to a form, you can add a section to a form, you can add a field to a form, you can add or edit a form iframe, you can add subgrid, form web resource, knowledge base, research, quick view form, add spacer between fields, add timer control, add Bing map, or add or edit from navigation for related entities. Here again, going into the actual portion, here if I click on insert, these are section tabs. You can add sections here. Okay, if I click here and add one column, so a new section has been added here. In this section, if I insert any tab, or if I say that you can change the formatting of this column to 3 columns, these are tabs. Okay, 3 tabs, 2 tabs, 1 tab. This is a section, this is a tab. In tab you can also double click it and change its formatting to 2 columns, like equal, one third, one half, one third, or third one, or you can change the width as per your convenience. Okay, so this way you can do the formatting of the tabs. Similarly, you can add a subgrid here. If I click here and add a subgrid, I have to name that subgrid. Okay, clicking OK. Here I have added the subgrid. In subgrid you can show the related records from any entity. Okay, so similarly you can add a spacer. If I click here and want to add a spacer, the spacer will be added. You can add a quick view form. Quick view forms are my favorite forms. I will cover them in my later part of this video. You can add a web resource here. You can add a iframe. You can add ping maps. You can add a timeline here. You can add a timer here. You can add knowledge based search here. So all of these things can be added to a main form. Okay, so coming back, these are all of the types that can be added to a main form. Main form editing: you can edit form headers and footers. You can remove a tab, section, field, or iframe. You can enable or disable the form assistant. You can edit the properties for parts of the form. You can edit the form field properties, tab properties, section properties by double clicking on that particular part component. You can even add the event script as needed. Okay, event scripts can be added in a form. For example, if I want to add something in this field, in any particular field, let's say check, here you can add any event handler here. Okay, you can add form library, or you can add an event on change or on load, etc. You can also go into the form properties and you can add similar things here, that is form libraries and event handlers. Okay, that's fine. Now you can add event scripts. Okay, determine which security roles will be able to see the form. Assign security role to a form, and you can add a business rule here. So again, going here for the explanation, if I open that form, here you can see that there is an option of enabling security role. If I click here, it will show me that whether this form can be displayed to everyone or display to the selected. So these all are already configured security rules. They are 23 right now. If I select any of them or some of them, only that persons will have access to that entity. Similarly, the last thing was assign business rule. Okay, you can assign the business rules as well. How you can add business rules? You can add business rules by clicking on here. Here you can create a new business rule, and you can add any condition, that is if else condition. I've already compiled a video on that, and in this business rule you can perform the following recommendations. That is, you can put a recommendation, you can lock or unlock the field, you can show error message, you can set field value, you can set default value, you can set business required or set visibility. Okay, so all of these components can be added here. Fine. Now next part is mobile form. This is used for the Microsoft Dynamics for phone pages. This form is used only for mobile page design. Okay, since it's basically the form, that is mobile form, mainly focus on uh, viewing some important information, because mobile screen is short enough. So in this form we cannot do much customizations. While editing this form, you can only select the values which you want to make them appear. You can make certain fields read only, but can't use form scripting in the form CRM for phone express forms. Okay, so mobile forms can be created. Let me check here whether right now in this version mobile forms are not supported. I am working on on-premise version. Now next part is quick create forms. Quick create forms are forms which provide a basic form optimized for creating new records. For example, you are working in an entity in which multiple other entities are available for displaying the information on one form. While creating or interacting with that form or one entity, you want to add the related record in another entity that is being showed in that form. For that purpose, you have to go into that particular entity. Quick create forms allow you to edit or add data in that form by single click on the same form in which you are right now. Let me explain you practically as well, but let's see some other parts in few seconds. Quick create form appear when you click the plus button or new button. Okay, with quick create forms, you can have a streamlined data entry experience with full property for logic defined by form scripts and business rules. The mobile apps use quick create forms for creating new forms. Okay, for before going further, let me show you here. If I go to any entity, let's go through leads. Okay, there's no data right now. Let's go through contacts. If I click contacts here, you can see that right now this is a form. This is a main form, in fact, in which on left side is a contact information, and on here this view is a quick view form because it's showing me the record of opportunities from pertaining to that contact. Okay, right now you can see that this is one quick view form and this is another quick view form of recent cases, and on both of these forms there is a plus icon. I can add record in that entity related to this contact from this form despite of going into that particular entity and interacting with that particular form. Okay, so I will just click plus, and here quick create form will appear, and it will allow me to create an entity pertaining to that particular contact. So in this way it greatly reduces the end user time. Rather the end user may go into that particular entity to fill the record and then relate it to that one. Microsoft has given you provision of using it by quick create forms. Okay, now in order to allow quick create forms, you have to do some steps that are, you have to go into that particular options and you have to allow the quick create forms to enable it so that it may be called in some other entity. That is quite simple. Going into settings, customization, customize the system, and in customizing the system, if I go in any entity, regardless of any entity, if I click here, this is an entity. Here I have to check this option, that is allow quick create. If I don't check this option, it will not allow quick create options in the form. Okay, fine. Now controls cannot be added to quick create forms. Okay, you cannot add maximum workbench ribbons to these forms. You can only add that form, you cannot assign it. You cannot add a subgrid in that quick view form. You cannot add an other quick view form in a quick create form. You cannot add web resources, you cannot add iframes, you cannot add nodes, and you cannot add big maps. These are limitations. For enabling them, you have to do developer have to do alternate methods, but they are not recommended by Microsoft. Okay, quick view forms, these are my favorite forms in Microsoft Dynamics 365. Quick view form can be added to another form as a quick view control if you want to. For example, if you are working on adding any data to the biodata form and you want to link that employee whose biodata form is being filled to the family members, then it must be a one-to-n relationship because one employee can have n number of family members, multiple family members. For that purpose, what Microsoft has done, it has given you a provision that you can add the related entity in a quick view form to actual form. It provides a template to view information about a related entity record within a form for another entity record. Data and quick view controls cannot be edited, and quick view forms do not support form scripts. Security roles cannot be assigned to quick view forms, that they cannot be activated or deactivated. And quick view controls are associated with a lookup field that is included in your form. If the lookup field value is not set, the quick view control will not be enabled. So let's see the quick view form quickly. Here I created one entity. Let me show you if I remember that. Okay, this one. This is a general information about an employee. This I have added a timeline, and related to that employee, I have added a quick view form here. This quick view form is taking the values or retrieving the values from another entity that is linked with this entity with one-to-one relationship with a lookup column. Let me show you here. If I go into settings, customizations, and customize the system, I will go into portfolio. P for plural. Okay, this is portfolio. In portfolio, if I go into the forms, and if I go into the main form, that is this one. So in this form, here you can see that I have created 3 columns. First column is a general information, and here I have added a subgrid, that is a section. I have added a section here or a subgrid here, in which if I double click here, you can see that I am getting records from an entity that is family details. Okay, because family detail is an entity that is linked with my primary entity, that is portfolio, with a lookup column. Let me show you here. Okay, see it here. If I go into one-to-one relationship, this is a column that is family detail, and it's linked with the employee name ID, and its primary entity is portfolio, related entity is family detail, and I have added this display name as employee name. So while creating this one-to-one relationship, you can see my videos of one-to-one relationship. I've already created them. They are available in my channel list. So after creating this, you can easily add a quick view form here in a subgrid, and you can access that very quickly by clicking on here. Similarly, if I click on new, this content cannot be enabled till the time I created the parent entity record. Okay, as soon as I created the record and save it, you will notice that as soon as I save it, the plus icon will appear here, that will show me the option to it will, yes, it will enable me to add the values here, because quick view form can also be created as a quick create form. Now here you can see that there is an option of plus. If I click plus, a new form will appear, and it will allow me to enter data of any relative that is related to that entity. I can add multiple records because I have relation is one-to-one relation. Okay, so in this way you can interact with the forms. So these are the type of forms through which you can interact with the entity. I've told you the main form is always the actual form. In main form you can create the quick create form or quick view forms, but creating them there are some prereqs. That is, you have to relate them with a lookup column or one-to-one relationship or n-to-one relationship or any other one relationship. So these are all things that are mandatory. So guys, thank you very much for watching this video, and enjoy watching more videos. And my new viewers, I request you to subscribe my channel and stay with me. I thank you.